Well, I figured I'd make this quick little video since I haven't uploaded anything in a little while. I've found these two computers here on the side of the road while house hunting. I'm working a good paying job now, and I'm looking to upgrade my living situation. So I was driving around Farmer City looking at looking for a cheap house for sale or something for rent. Farmer City is a nice, quiet little town with an almost non-existent crime rate and so little traffic you can move around that little town pretty quickly. And while I was out house hunting in Farmer City, I found these two computers on the side of the road and grabbed them. And main thing I grabbed them for were the SATA cables, because this piece of shit IBM ThinkCenter M52 that I normally use is only got one SATA cable. The other one's missing, and of course it's connected to the hard drive, so I can't use the DVD burner. And I've actually got two hard drives for this thing. This is the main hard drive here. It's running Linux, and then I got Windows 7 on this little laptop hard drive, so I can't use both hard drives at the same time, and I can't use the DVD burner. But these machines, they've been mostly stripped. The optical drives are missing out of them, the side panels are missing, the front panel's missing off this one, but strangely enough, they do still have hard drives in them. This one here is a Seagate Barracuda 500 gig hard drive. This one is a custom build. It's got a Hitachi DeskStar 160 gig hard drive and a Seagate Barracuda 80 gig hard drive, and it's only got one SATA cable in it. And for some reason, even though this is a full ATX case, somebody used what I'm guessing is a micro ITX motherboard. It's got just one PCI X16 slot, PCI Express X1, and then a regular PCI. Have no idea what kind of processor they used, but I was hoping that this thing would have that at least one of these would have an Intel Core 2 Duo socket 775 that I could put in this ThinkCenter M52, which currently has an awful Intel Pentium 4 Prescott, or as many people call it, the Intel Pentium 4 Press Hot. And that's exactly what this fucking thing does. It gets hot and thermal throttles. But I'm not holding out much hope on this having an Intel socket 775 processor, because it has an HDMI port, so it is a newer motherboard. I don't know what kind of RAM this is laying loose in here. See, that's 2 gigs PC3-10600. So yeah, I think that is too new for the Intel LGA 775 platform. And as for this one, well, it has the sticker on the side of it that shows you what the computer looked like before someone ripped the front cover off of it. And it says it has an AMD Athlon 2 X2. So, and I can't take either of the motherboards from either of these and upgrade that, because that is a proprietary form factor. But I'm going to go ahead and plug these things up and see if they work. I don't know what kind of RAM this one uses though. Let's see, DDR3, so if that RAM is any good, I can stick it in here and see if this one works. I'm not holding out much hope on either of these actually working, because they as you can see, they're filthy on the inside. They got leaves and shit in them, and they were laying kind of in the snow, and they actually had some snow on them. So I don't know. I'll hook them up to my monitor, keyboard, and mouse. Well, I can't use my keyboard. All I have is a PS2 keyboard, and these computers do not have PS2 ports. Well, this one does. And you know this computer's from Farmer City, Illinois, because it has a PCI Express dial-up modem. I haven't seen a dial-up modem in a while, but anybody that knows anything about Farmer City, Illinois is probably not going to be surprised that a computer from Farmer City's got a fucking dial-up modem in 2018. That is a very old town with a lot of old buildings, old infrastructure, full of all kinds of old world charm. So it is no surprise, you know, as old America as that town is, that a computer from there would have a dial-up modem. There's some kind of weird port here. I don't know what the hell that is. You got audio, a card slot of some kind, and then I don't know what this port is, and then 2 USBs. Well, let's get these hooked up and see what they do. Thought I'd start with this custom built unit since it's the one I can hook my keyboard up to. Find wherever the power switch is on this. It does not appear to turn on. Oh. Silly me. Switch on the power supply. Well, it turns on. See if it posts. I hear the hard drive spinning. See what else it's doing. Well, processor fan is certainly running. I didn't hear any beep error codes. Maybe the video output is on HDMI. Oh, there it goes. CPU or memory changed. Please enter setup to configure your system. Press F2 to load default values and continue. We'll just press F2 to continue. Start Windows normally. Well, I'll be damned. This thing's booting. Well, I might not have got a processor upgrade for this piece of shit IBM Think Center, but it looks like I may have got something even better. May have got something I can use to build a better fucking computer with. Well, it just rebooted itself. Well, may have bad memory, which isn't surprising considering the memory was just laying loose in there and got exposed to snow. May just have to clean the edge connectors on that memory. I'm going to try turning this off and taking out one of the memory sticks. Now, turn it back on. Okay. Yeah, it's still doing it. Try swapping the other memory stick. If that doesn't work, I'll try cleaning the edge connectors on the RAM with rubbing alcohol. Actually, we'll try it in this slot. Get your ass in there. Okay. No. Okay, I'm going to try cleaning the memory and seeing if it'll work now. Or actually, you know what? Let's try booting Windows in safe mode. Maybe there's a problem in Windows. No, it won't even boot in safe mode. Okay, try cleaning the RAM. Well, I just cleaned the edge connectors on the RAM sticks, but instead of sticking it right back in that computer, thought I'd try this one out, see what it does, and it turned on as soon as I plugged it in. It's resuming Windows, so I guess it was in hibernate. I don't have a keyboard connected to it because it does not have PS2 ports, and all I have is a PS2 keyboard, but I do have USB mouse. We'll see what this does. Right now it's just hanging up on a black screen. Feel the hard drive running. Don't see a hard drive activity light. Well, there it goes. CPU fan is running. Looks so empty in here, but the only thing it's missing is the DVD burner in the front and side panel. This is almost a complete computer. I just saw something come on the screen. Oh, there we go. We got a cursor. Let's see what more else it'll give us. Hopefully I'll at least find out if that RAM is good enough to do anything. Holy shit, we're out of desktop. There's no password protection. I could go snooping around this thing, but well, I could go snooping around it, but oh, there we go. Okay, my mouse is working. Home network. I do have an Ethernet cable plugged in, so it should be able to go on the internet just fine. Some Norton bullshit. Yes, cancel that. Could go snooping on here, but this is somebody's personal computer. It's got their shit on it. And we'll just see what programs they have. Picture Mover, Snapfish, some Norton shit. There's not a whole lot of stuff on here, but this is the kind of thing people need to consider whenever they throw out their old computers and they don't take the hard drives out of them. You know, I don't have any unscrupulous intentions with this. You know, I'm not going to go looking for passwords or personal information to steal. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe out that hard drive and use it for my own purpose. But if a more unscrupulous person had gotten a hold of this machine, they could have gotten a hold of whatever was in there. I'm going to just open up Internet Explorer here and just see what kind of, see, it's on MSN. Doesn't look like there's much more has been done. Ask me later. It really doesn't look like this computer got a whole lot of use anyway. I hardly know how to navigate these newer Internet Explorers. See, we'll look through history here and see. Yeah, there ain't nothing in the browsing history. Yeah, so I mean, there's not really much on here. No favorites, nothing. It is pretty bare bones. Can't do anything with it because I don't have a keyboard hooked up. So we'll shut this down. Well, but before we do, let's go to computer properties. It does show AMD Athlon 2 X2 2.8 gigahertz. It shows 3 gigs of installed RAM, and it is 64 bits. Windows is activated. It better be. There's a genuine Windows COA on the side of the case. Now that Athlon 2 X2 is a better processor than that damn Pentium 4 and that IBM Think Center. So if I just get a USB keyboard, I got something here I can at least use to make me a better computer than what I got. Now I'll go ahead and put that RAM back in there and see if it'll actually boot up now. Well, this computer still won't boot, but I went into the BIOS setup. It's showing it has an AMD A10-5800K APU with Radeon HD graphics running at 3.8 gigahertz. That sounds like a pretty decent processor, a hell of a lot better than the Pentium 4 in my Think Center, and better than the Athlon 2X2 that's in that machine. But it's showing that the RAM is only 1 gig despite having 3 gigs in there. So I think there's either a problem with this motherboard or at least one of the RAM sockets is bad. There's actually a browser in the oh, you got to install it, but damn, a web browser and a BIOS? Didn't know it could do that. Ooh, overclocking settings. Main board settings. This is the most advanced BIOS I've ever been in. And I think it's showing the date correctly. The time is off. But at the very least, I've got I know that this machine here is good. It shows all 3 gigs of RAM and actually boots into Windows. So I've actually got something here that I can use to make me a better system than this piece of shit IBM Think Center. And that's got a 500 gig SATA hard drive in it. The original hard drive in this is a 80 gig. I believe it's 80 gigs. Remember how to get it out. Oh, this way. Unplug that. It's an old Western Digital Caviar SE from 2006, and yes, it is 80 gigs. Let's see what the date on this hard drive is. I see. Not sure if Seagate actually puts. Oh, I see. 102-12, which I'm guessing is the 102nd day of 2012. So that's a 6-year-old hard drive, but still half as old as this 2006 Western Digital. This hard drive here's got Linux on it and has all my personal files and stuff, videos, music, porn, everything else. So I could plug this hard drive into this computer and transfer all my stuff over. And this got 4 SATA headers, so I can plug in all hard drives I've got and transfer any of my stuff over that I want to keep. And this will make me a decent little computer for the modern web. Now, as for this one, I'm going to try taking the memory module out of the RAM slot that appears to not be working and see what it'll do. Now, as for this one, I'm going to do a little bit of snooping around in Windows and see what's on it, because it appears that there's nothing on it. I'm going to go through the folders and see if there's any files on it. And if there's not, if I can't find any of anybody's personal stuff on there, I'm probably not going to bother wiping it out. I'll probably just use the Windows installation that's on it. And just, transfer all my stuff, get rid of the pre-installed junk that I don't want, and install the stuff that I do want. Well, I tried plugging in this computer's other hard drive after removing the memory out of the slot that appeared to not be working. I plugged in the other hard drive. It appeared to have Windows XP installed on it, but it did the same thing. It just would it'd get to the splash screen and then restart the computer. So I plugged in my Linux hard drive out of the Think Center, and it's doing the same thing. It'll get to grub, then whenever you select which operating system to boot, in this case Ubuntu, it just reboots. So there is probably something fucked up with that processor or the motherboard. Maybe the RAM sockets are contaminated and the RAM isn't making a good connection. But whenever you select something to boot, yeah, it just does that. I may try washing this motherboard. I may try reflowing the solder in the oven. Whatever I do, though, it was a side-of-the-road found computer. I paid nothing for it, so I got nothing to lose. And if I can't get this one working, at least I have that, and at least that is better than that piece of shit. I may, just to see what's on these hard drives, I may plug them into that computer. They're not even screwed down, they just come right out. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. More to come later. Okay, quick update. I ran out to Walmart and just grabbed their cheapest USB keyboard for $10 so that I could use this compact that didn't have any PS2 ports. And just got done snooping through it. There ain't nothing on here. Music, just sample music. My music's got nothing. Pictures, sample pictures. Videos, nothing. Downloads, nothing. So, really nothing on this computer. It's pretty cleaned out. In fact, I think just before the previous owner got rid of it, they did a factory restore on it. I also checked out these other two hard drives. I plugged them in here and browsed through them. This is the one that had XP on it. It's the 160 gig Hitachi Desk Star. There's nothing really on it either. Looks like they went through and deleted everything, and the newest dates I could find on anything in there was 2016, so guess it hasn't been used in 2 years. This is the 80 gig Seagate running Windows 7. All I did find was a couple pictures on there, but it was just, you know, pictures of 2 guys standing by a pool table. So other than that, there was nothing on it. So everything here is pretty clean. But you know, these other 2 hard drives, if I do use them for anything, I'll most likely will be wiping them out with D-Ban or something. And as for the 500 gig original hard drive in this compact, I'm probably just gonna keep the stock Windows 7 installation that's already on it and just use it like it is. Alright, well, that wraps up this video now.